We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Hellfire is the Devil's Blend. The winking, is this winking devil? What do we got here? I'm not quite sure what this label here is, but this is the Bourbon Chipotle hot sauce. And I kind of wish I would have got this in the summer, for the same reason that a lot of other things with booze in it, that same reason. And if you follow the channel at all or the videos for any length of time, you know that I do not really particularly care for the taste of raw liquor in things, especially hot sauces where there can be a sort of delicate interplay going on. And I wish I would have got this in summer because I think it will make a fantastic grill sauce. And we'll see how much we wind up going through today. You can see probably 3/5 of this has been used already. Just me playing with it. But I really wish I would have got this in the summer. I wish I could have tracked it down by then to try it for a grill sauce. So one thing I am going to note about this is Hellfire's labels generally, I think, are very inventive and very cool looking, but I hate this. See this right here? This is shit. This is caca. So trying to sort out when you have intolerances, what ingredients are in what foods, and you've got this incredibly tiny script here, and I'm not going to go through it here because you look on the website or one of those for this laundry list of stuff in here. But I'm getting down to the point where I'm probably not going to be doing a lot more from Hellfire just for that reason, because this is just a pain in my ass trying to look through all this stuff, and it's stupid. Like, why do this? Like, I get it. You're saying, oh well, haha, this is federally mandated, and boy do we hate that. I'm assuming that's what they're saying. We'll get to the gap in a second. You know, and they're like, well, we have to put this on legally, so let's just put it on, but then just make it so tiny it's barely legible. Let's do that. And it's just asinine. This one, you could have easily added another good solid 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch here, and then made the text bigger, and you'd still have the viewing stripe. You would still have that gap there. But they didn't do that. This is more important, you know, the ad copy. This other stuff, who needs that, right? Yeah, not on my happy list, Hellfire. And they do it with almost all of their sauces. And their sauces, like this probably has, I don't know, how many different ingredients this has in. How many ingredients are in here? 20, 30 maybe? Something like that, and that's a lot of stuff to have to wade through when you can't legibly read it particularly easily. It's a nuisance. So, I think Hellfire makes some really good sauces, and this I would argue is possibly one of them, more for a grill sauce and a hot sauce. The hottest pepper in this is habanero. So there's habanero, chipotle, and bourbon. And then there's just like a laundry list of other stuff. Again, I'm going to leave it to you to go online. Their website does have sort of a magnifying glass, at least on some of the sauces, where you can blow up the label and actually read it like a normal person would want to read it. So I guess there's that. But like if you're me and you're just perusing the shelves of, say, Burn Your Tongue, one of those places, and you happen to come across this or their other sauces and you're trying to determine if you're going to walk out with it, that kind of stuff creates a problem. So I wish they wouldn't do that. As far as the sauce, it looks like a barbecue sauce. You can see it has a sort of reddish brown hue to it. Little chunks of what is probably chipotle pepper in there. Visually, it looks like really, really good. And there's a close connection, I think, between barbecue sauces and grill sauces anyway. So, but let's get into it. Little bits and chunks. Pretty low heat. It does remind me more of a barbecue sauce than a hot sauce, I think. It's not quite as thick. It's not quite as sweet as a barbecue sauce. So you could add this nice bit of smokiness to it. That one, so what's interesting is one of the issues with using liquors and stuff is they don't necessarily blend in very well with things that are water-based, for instance, like this sauce. So the top of the neck sauce will tend to have a higher alcohol content because alcohol is lighter than, for instance, things that have water, and it'll tend to migrate upwards. And so as I get further into this, I'm getting less and less of that sort of bourbony effect. The early parts of this bottle, it was quite pronounced. So pronounced, the fact that I said, well, it's too late to grill. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but we're getting snow as I film this. And I thought, all right, what if we do this? So I coated these chicken tendies, threw them in the air fryer. And I said, that's what I will do. I will put them in the air fryer and soak them first so I can get more of a heat effect and hopefully just burn some of that aspect off. It obviously is not going to caramelize there, but let's try and see how this experiment worked. I've never actually attempted this. Well, I think it worked, but to a limited extent. These particular tendies are a little bit big. So you wind up with just this surface bit here, like what I have here. You can see it's mostly tendy and then it's just right there on top. Now I tried to let it soak in a little bit. The top breading is not bad, but there's just not quite enough sauce for the entire tendy here. But where it is soaked in and gone through the air fryer is it's almost a deeper, richer sort of taste to it. It's really interesting. So, and that's what this experiment was. Since I'm months away from hauling the grill out again. Months. And that was the question, is do I do this little air fryer magic trick, or do I try to wait? And I'm going to try to wait. Having some nice open flames. I think it's going to be interesting with this. It's not quite sweet enough to be a straightforward grill sauce. You got a bit of a bite, both from the habaneros and I feel like probably from the bourbon as well, but It's not a bad sauce by any means. It's always somewhat of a trick because booze interacts with those receptors in a similar way, as does capsaicin. They don't really neutralize each other so much as it can be kind of like a double whammy. This was an interesting experiment, though. I will say, I do like this sauce better once it's almost a little bit more concentrated by going through the air fryer. Pretty nice. All right, well, we got our answer, or my answer anyway. I don't know if anybody else was out there was asking that. Oh. I should probably let go in the air fryer longer. With pre-cooked chicken, it's I'd be a little bit judicious, but I just got some there where it caramelized just a touch. I got some of the Maillard effect that I really, really want to save this for grill season for. And that was a delight. So I guess that's what I'm going to attempt. I've been whipping through a lot of hot sauces. I have a lot of them to get to still. So even though, like I said, it's a few months away, I reasonably think I can wait till grill season for this. And I'm excited about that. Because I think this on some pork, this on some of the chicken thighs, I think it's gonna be a little bit magical. I'll just throw that out there. I think that's what's gonna happen. And of course, if you were following the community tab here on the YouTubes, you can see that I did a lot of the summer cooking stuff when I was taking pictures of it. I did a lot of posting of that. And so I ran out of hot sauces. I did run out of those hot sauces kind of early for that. But there's a lot of times I would do 3 or 4 sauces at a time, just trying them out as grill sauces. And if it came out looking kind of cool, I'd post those as pictures. So if you're interested in any of that, check out the community tab. It's another good way for me to be creative and make some content and just kind of add more stuff. Just throw it out there for you guys to check out if anybody's interested. But as for this one, yeah, I think it is better as a grill sauce. I think it is definitely better, a lot hotter, where it can whip off some of that sort of alcohol-y aspect. It is a good sauce once it's warm. Once it's had some of that time to do that. So it's not quite to the extent of the Cajonzo, where it's a kind of a poor hot sauce, but it's a very, very good grill sauce. This one I haven't tested as a grill sauce yet. It's an okay hot sauce. It does kind of tread that fine line between being a hot sauce and a barbecue sauce, I think, to a degree. It just doesn't have quite the sweetness there. Heat is a 1, so I don't think anybody's going to be super challenged by this. But there's enough there to kind of be heard, I guess, kind of take notice of it and say, ooh, You know, a little bit of that action going on there, but it's not really over the top. I just, I really wish they would not do this with their labels. That is kind of the frustrating part about this. But this is a solid sauce. Again, it's not going to set anything on fire or anything like that. But in terms of flavor, it is probably one of the better Hellfire entries because the flavor in the right setting is quite good. Outside of the right setting, it's more on the okayish side. And I guess that's probably where I'll just leave it for this one. So there it is. The Hellfire Devil's Blend Bourbon Chipotle Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.